Next, the approval of the agenda. Oh, sorry.
Let's pray.
Thank you, Pastor.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you and we praise you for who you are. And we thank you for your goodness. And God, thank you so much for never giving up on us, for never turning your back on us. And God, I pray that you would help us as individuals and also as a nation to get and keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the author and the perfecter of our faith. God, I pray that each and every one of these men and women on this board knows that they're being prayed for and they're being lifted up. And I pray for wisdom and discernment in the decision making. But God, I also pray for the salvation of their souls. And if there hasn't been a time yet in their life where they've given their heart and life to you, God, I pray that that would happen before it's eternally too late. So God, bless this meeting tonight. I pray that it would be profitable and that, God, you would just continue to guide and direct them and all of us and all that we say and do. We ask all these things tonight in your Son's precious name. Amen.
Amen. On to approval of the agenda. We are going to pull a couple of things. One is 8D. That's a request to terminate agreement with Monroe County Business Alliance. Krista, Trudy, and myself had a meeting with T.C. Clements of the Monroe Business Alliance. He is going to come back with a new agreement. He is going to be giving a presentation to this board in terms of what their services are, what they're going to provide, and what they're going to do. So then at that time, we can make an informed decision on whether we continue with them or not. They are the economic development arm right now in terms for Monroe County, which if we are going to get money, they're the ones now that are going to be handling some of that for the state. So I need a motion to pull that.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Josh made
We
second.
want to, Trudy, you also said that I was only going to be one motion now that's on the agenda?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going
All right.
we'll get to that one here. So in terms of I-8I, the appointment to the Compensation Commission, that will be one motion. We are pulling Rick Steiner. At this time, he wishes he doesn't want to serve. He's retiring, so on. So we'll keep him in the wings and try and convince him to do something else. So need a motion?
So we have one
There's a
from
motion on
Janik
the
and
floor.
one from Stump.
Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Who made the
Is that
second?
an amendment?
I'm good with it.
It's an amendment.
It's an amendment. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to the
Call the roll.
where are we at?
Call the roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm moving ahead fast tonight.
You are, good. Janizek?
Aye.
Stump?
Aye.
Bruning?
Aye.
Montry?
Aye.
Gore?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion passes. On to the consent agenda. Agenda Committee recommends to approve and place in file A, minutes from the December 3rd, 2024 regular meeting of the Bedford Township Board. B, general savings, pooled funds, and CD reports from the treasurer for November 2024. C, balance sheet and revenue expense report for the period ending November 30th, 2024. A motion?
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Todd? Rooney? Call the roll.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Ms. Janizek?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Next, presentations, Monroe County Sheriff Department update. All yours, Joe.
Joe Hammond with the Sheriff's Office. We have I reviewed the stats from last month. Everything's within the expected range of where we're at with kind of our calls for service. And the speed sign data is well within 90% plus of at or below the speed limit as they come through. I would note, just kind of a public service announcement, we did had a small rash of larceny from automobiles last week in and around the Aspen Grove area. Just remind citizens, if they would, especially this time of year when maybe you're out shopping, do take some efforts to conceal what's in your vehicle. This was outside of the norm, which usually they're looking for unlocked doors to cars. These were actually they came up, pulled right up to it, looked in the window, saw that there was something they wanted, busted the window out of the car, and took items from the vehicles. So don't leave handbags, laptops, those kind of things out in the open. Anything of value that they see in a car, they're going to try and get. So I guess, again, just as a public service announcement, just to kind of keep those items tucked away if you're going to leave them in your vehicle or if you need to. So, all right. Any questions? All right. Well, appreciate it. I guess we'll see you next month.
And Merry Christmas.
Have a great holiday.
You too.
Thank you.
Next, public comment. Comments limited to 5 minutes for board agenda items only. Please state which agenda item you will be speaking on. Seeing none, we are moving on. New business, vouchers for payment. Ms. Hirschberger.
I'd like to make a motion that the following vouchers be approved for payment. General Fund, $57,918. Fire District, $21,459. Fire Equipment, $2,664.07. Downtown Development Authority, $437.18. Library Operating, $1,643.64. American Rescue, $5,636.10. Capital Asset Revolving Fund, $20,678.48. Building Department, $361.09. Sewer O&M Fund, $2,109.81. Trust and Agency Fund, $145. Special Assessment Debt Service, $175,198.81, for a grand total of $288,251.18.
Support.
Ms. Janusik, supported. Please call the roll.
Hirschberger says aye. Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion passed. 8B, request to approve the Omni Fiber Uniform Video Service Local Franchise Agreement. If you'd like to come up, you're probably going to be the most popular guy in the room tonight.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Bryant McAfee, and I'm with Omni Fiber. We're an Ohio-based Midwest broadband company that also provides video, phone, and internet. So we are looking at your community as the next step from Toledo, where we've been building, to come right across the border and be able to offer our services to your residents. And while I know that your residents have options for service with a current cable provider as well as a internet-only provider, we want to be able to offer them a whole house as a competitive service. We believe in no contracts. We believe in no installation fees. We believe in simplistic billing. And we want to make sure that everyone has the access to have the greatest technology that you can get today, which is fiber all the way to the premise. So we're using fiber without using any local, state, or federal funding in any way. We are a private investment. So we'll be coming in as an investment into your community, and we anticipate about an $11 million investment in order to serve all the residents within your township. The only challenges we will have that we could always use support on is private owner associations, where maybe you have to have some sort of special easement to build those, or maybe apartment complexes. If you have those, we may need to have special permission for those. But we will begin with our initial designs. They're already in the works now. We're ready to start presenting them for your approval for permitting, We'll follow all the permitting processes and regulations that you already have in place. We're not trying to recreate or invent the wheel. I understand you already have a contract in place or a uniform service agreement with another provider. Again, we're not looking to reinvent the wheel. You can plug in the same numbers that you use there to make it simple. Do you have any questions about us or what you've seen in the deck that was presented to you?
How long has the company been in business?
Well, that's a good thing. We've only been in this company since February of 2022, but our sister company, Metronet, has been in business since 2009, and that is an Indiana-based company. So Oak Hill Capital, our venture capital firm, has been in the business of telecommunication projects for the last 25 years.
Because, like many of us have done, I dumped Buckeye long ago, and glad to have done that. So it's good to see another company coming in. It gives us options, gives
Yes.
us some competition, and I wish you luck.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Again, we're looking forward to moving into Michigan. We are now in 26 communities throughout Ohio and eastern Pennsylvania. So we're growing rapidly, and we look to be at the 500,000 customer mark by the end of next year.
Question. Love competition. Competition's great for business. Time frame. I see this as a sample time frame in the packet, June 2025. Is that still on the...
That is correct.
Okay.
Weather permitting for us to get started this winter, absolutely. Getting through the permitting processes. We typically try to do the majority of our work aerially where we can. Obviously, we'll also have to do some underground, which is directional bore. We do not open trenches. We just do directional bore. So that's going to be dependent upon the weather. And then the timing is that we'll be able to activate service in a cadence that flows. It won't wait until the end of the project. You will have pockets of neighborhoods from anywhere from 300 to 500 locations that will be lit up as we move along. Thank you again for considering. Please let me know if you have any additional questions. We're here to support you guys, and we want to make sure it's a great partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the Omni?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve and accept the Uniform Video Service local franchise agreement with Omni Fiber with a 4% franchise fee as presented.
Support.
Ms. Hirschberger could call the roll.
Al?
Discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll add, I mean, it's no surprise, but just so all the residents of Bedford know, the 4% franchise fee, that is currently on your Buckeye cable bill for anyone that has Buckeye cable, so nothing's hidden. It's the exact same thing that you guys, whoever still has Buckeye. I'm with Joe. I'm so lucky to dump them. I was so happy to turn in my gear. But this is going to be better options for the community, because with Frontier, all we have is internet, and I mean, I stream everything with smart TV, but with the Omni, you guys will have everything. So I'm all for it. This is great. 4% franchise fee. It's nothing hidden, guys. It's the same thing with Buckeye. It's the same exact contract. That's it.
Any other discussion?
Just to let the people know that this Uniform Video Service local franchise agreement is a state agreement. We cannot touch it. We cannot change it. The only thing we can add is the franchise fee.
You can't go over 5%.
Right. We can't go over 5, but we've kept it the same. Marty, did you have anything?
I did review the agreement. It is consistent with the state mandate, the state standard uniform agreement. It's the same agreement that we have with Buckeye, the same obligations and benefits.
Any other discussion? I think you had the motion.
Yep. We have a first and we have a second. We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Hirschberger votes aye. Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye?
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Next is 8C, approve agreement with Hallahan and Associates, PC. Our assessor, Tony, Maynard came to us and asked if we would do an engagement with this firm. We're not sure, Tony has not settled this yet with Walgreens, but it's in regards to Walgreens going to the tribunal. Sometimes he does settle these beforehand. If he's going to take it that far with them, he will get us a quote to possibly how much time they could have into it. This firm specializes in tax tribunals. I've talked to Phil on this. He says they're an extremely good firm. This woman wins a lot of cases. We'd rather have her with us instead of against us. So.
And Marty, is our Grandma Goldsmith good with us using a different attorney service for something like this?
This is a specialty. We have done this sporadic work for many years, and it's always good to have a specialist that's all they do, and they're experienced in going not just at the tribunal level, but the appellate court level beyond the tribunal. So especially for commercial appeals like Walgreens and things like that, it's good to have that specialist. Tony probably handles most of the residential type appeals and the small claims appeals himself without counsel. But so this is no objection from us with respect to this.
And just throwing it out there, and I'm sure this is a great company out of Bloomfield Hills. Was there not anybody local? Local. We have a lot of attorneys in town, but none that specialize in this.
No, being we're in a small town area, you'd have to go to a big city to get a specialist in this.
Okay, thank you.
What's the actual agreement?
In terms of the agreement, Tony's going to discuss this with them. In terms
Like
to,
what are we like voting on right now?
Pardon?
Like what are the terms of the agreement with Hallahan and Associates?
Tony will bring that back to us in terms if we're going to actually go to the tribunal.
So we're giving Tony a go ahead.
Yeah, to talk to
That's
him.
what we're
right.
That's all we're looking at here.
Exactly.
This isn't an actual. We're not contracting with.
Right.
Not at this time.
Yeah, I didn't want to get too far into. You know what I mean? It's like if we weren't going to even engage them. You know what I mean? So Tony's going to go back, say, okay, we want to engage you. What is this going to cost us? If we go, how many hours do you think you might have involved in this? Do you think you might have to go to the tribunal? So then we'll have a little bit better breakdown.
So this is giving Tony the go ahead because he's going to be competing with Walgreens legal team, basically.
Exactly. And what this does,
giving him support.
Right. And what this does is also prevents Walgreens, once he talks to them, this will prevent Walgreens from engaging her as well.
Okay.
And this is, Trudy, correct me if I'm wrong, only for Walgreens at the moment. They're going to have to come back if that's what we want to do and enter into a contract, a partnership moving forward with any case.
Correct.
Just for Walgreens at the moment.
At the moment, and he may come back with, all tax tribunals, but right now we're starting with just the Walgreens because that's the one we have in front of us.
The commercial ones can get a little hairy in terms when they start going at it a little bit.
I don't think we've had something like this come up with commercial in the last few years, have we?
I think the golf course was.
The golf course was our last biggest one.
Okay.
Then we've had a few smaller commercial ones that Tony settled, that he was able to handle it.
Yeah, but you're going up against some deep pockets.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I go back. We don't want this woman against us, from what Tony tells me, because he's had some experience with her.
Okay.
On both sides, in terms of it. So, any further discussion, questions?
Just for further clarification, this is just giving Tony a green light. This is not because there's not a contract or anything here. We're just giving Tony a green light to go ahead and develop whatever the contract would
Exactly.
be to be able to come back to us. Okay.
Exactly.
I'll make a motion then to approve the engagement with Hallahan and Associates PC as presented.
Do we have a second?
Support.
That's Joe. Can you call the roll, Mr. Sperger?
Mr. Montry,
Aye.
Mr. Gore,
Aye.
Mr. Bruning,
Aye.
Mr. Stump,
Aye.
Ms. Janusik,
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approved security system for new maintenance building. This is going to be 3 motions. This is not a change order. This was, the reason why we're doing it this way is we already are using Habitat, and we did not want to pay a markup to the general contractor to call Habitat to put in a security system for us, that we're already using them. So we're actually saving the markup in terms of going directly with them. In terms of the first, the $6,700, that is for the camera equipment and monitoring. And again, this is for the new building. And the reason why also too, just to explain why the system is a little bit more expensive, we have that separate area for the clerk's office, okay, in terms of voting storage. So it's not just a closet. This closet has to be secured. So there's cameras that are going to be in there. Actually, we're going to see who's coming, going, that type of thing. So voting machines need to be stored. Documentation needs to be stored. So it's just not your normal storage area in terms of this. Otherwise, it would be less. But that area is being secured is what we're doing. So, in terms of the first one, like I said, it's $6,700. That will include the cameras and the monitoring. The second one is for $7,400. That is for the installation and then the equipment. And then on the fire testing, that is a certification of $460 per year. And to install that is $200. We also have monitoring of the system, which is $70 per month in terms of that. And on the, I'm sorry, and to back up a little bit, on the service plan, on the first one is $89 a month, and on the second contract for the monitoring is $146 per month. Do we have any discussion, questions? Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, just a quick, so you can explain to the public why we did not have to get 3 bids.
Well, in terms, since we already have a contract with Habitat, that's why we entered into the agreement with them. So that we don't have like 2 different security systems in terms of our facility. So the thing is also too, is that Trudy will be able to watch this from inside this building as well. And we're also
Be tied in with the
I'm
system.
good with that. Trudy explained it to me beforehand. I just wanted it explained to the public.
Yep, exactly.
I asked that question. That's the only reason.
Right. So that's why we did that.
And what fund is this going to come out of? Is it coming out of Trudy's fund, or where's this?
No, this is part of the ARPA money.
The ARPA money is going to use that?
I do have some of my grant money left that I received that I am going to put towards this.
Okay.
I'm not sure the exact amount yet. Whatever I've left, I can use for this.
Okay. If you can, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other questions or? Yep.
I can make the first motion. So I'll go ahead and
Joe.
go ahead and make a motion to approve the contract, first contract with Habitat Security for a service plan of $89 per month and equipment for $6,700 for a total of $6,789.
Report.
That was Todd.
Yep.
Ms. Hirschberger, would you like to take the roll?
Can I just make a small, can we say installation of the cameras?
Installation, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Fine.
Right. Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Need a motion for the second on the install of equipment?
I'll make a motion to install the security system equipment at a cost of $7,400 with the monitoring service of $146 a month as
Support.
presented.
That was
Support.
Krista. Ms. Hershberger, take the roll.
Hershberger votes aye. Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. The next is for the annual fire testing certification and equipment install that, and $70 per month monitoring. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to install the fire alarm system equipment at a cost of $200 with the annual testing of $460 and a monthly service monitoring cost of $70 as presented.
Do you have a second?
Support.
Joe. Take the roll, Ms. Hershberger.
Hershberger votes aye. Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. Okay. Next, we are at 8F, approve a personnel manual revision. Would you like to take that, Ms. Hershberger?
So when going through the personnel manual, we noticed we've been trying to fix things as they come along. 15.6 personal days. This is not how the township does personal days, so we'd like to change this so it matches the policy we actually follow. So employees receive 3 personal days per year on the first pay in January. Personal days may be used anytime before December 31st. All personal days not used by December 31st will be eliminated. Make a motion to change 15.6 personal days to what I just read, as presented.
Do we have a second?
Support.
That was Todd. Ms. Hershberger, please take the roll.
Hershberger votes aye. Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. We're on to approve appointments 8G to the Board of Review. We're going to have 5 motions here. We have 5. The first one is to appoint Tiffany Cornett to the Board of Review. Her term will be ending on 1/1/27. Just to let you know, all these have to expire on an odd year. So, do we have a motion? Discussion? Have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve Tiffany Cornett to the Board of Review.
Do we have a second?
Support.
Was Todd?
Make a friendly amendment.
Yes.
That he puts with the term ending at January 1st, 2027 at noon.
Accepted?
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Ms. Hershberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Hershberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Next on the Board of Review is Josh Walters. His term will also expire 1/1/27. Any discussion on Josh? He's currently on there now. So, any questions?
Did you say they all have to end on an odd year?
Yes.
Trudy just checked that.
I
with-
double
then
checked
they're-
the state.
And then they're also 2-year terms?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also have to start January 1st at noon.
That's so strange.
For the tribunal law.
So the board has to be, like, you can't stagger it?
No,
That's so strange. Okay.
we
I'm
thought
sorry.
so too.
We did too.
That's why we looked, because we wanted to stagger.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to approve Josh,
Motion to approve Josh Walter to Board of Review as presented.
do we have a second?
Support.
That was Todd. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. Next is Ben Amos. Same expiration, 1/1/27.
This is
Any discussion on Ben? He's currently serving on board of review. If not, need a motion?
Oh. Any question? No, I'll get it during discussion.
I'll make the
Or I'll do it now. On the sheet we have here, it has Benjamin at the very end, and Benjamin Amos for a third term ending 1/1/26.
Yeah, we had to change that.
We looked into it, and that's when we found out they all have to be odd. We can't stagger.
Let's got to change it to.
So it's still 27.
It'll have to
Yeah.
be. Okay, that's the only reason I asked.
Yeah, we were trying to stagger it because it makes it difficult sometimes to fill these boards. So, but found out we couldn't do it. Have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve Ben Amos for a third term for the Board of Review, term ending 1/1/27 at noon.
Have a second?
Support.
Ms. Todd, please take the roll. Ms. Hirschberger?
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. The next will be to appoint Ronald Klawan to the Board of Review as an alternate. His expiration date also 1/1/27 at noon. Any discussion? If not, need a motion?
Make that motion to approve Ronald Klawan as an alternate for a third term ending 1/1/27 at noon.
Support.
That was Todd. Please take the roll, Ms. Hirschberger.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. Next, we're on to 8.
Joseph?
Joe, we got one more.
Do we have?
Joseph
One more to read.
Kramer.
Oh, Kramer. I didn't even see him.
He's another alternate.
We got 2 of them?
It's going to be replacing Stump.
Huh?
Welcome.
Where's his,
He's an alternate.
yeah, I got him right here. Okay. You'd make a, for Joseph Kramer, same ending date, 1/1/27, as an alternate to the Board of Review. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion to appoint Joseph Kramer as an alternate for the first term, for his first term ending 1/1/27 at noon.
And I'll support it.
Todd. Second. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye, motion carries. Now we'll move on. Next that we have is 8H, approve appointments to the Planning Commission. These will be 2 separate motions. First one is appoint Jacob Tremblay to the Planning Commission. His term will expire 12/31/2027. Jacob is currently serving on the Planning Commission. He's in good standing and have not heard anything derogatory in regards to his performance on that board. Any discussion? Can I have a motion?
Go ahead.
Yes, I'll make the motion to appoint Jacob Tremblay for a first term ending 12/31/27 planning.
I'll support.
It was Todd. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Next appointment in terms that we have is Kyle Dersch. Kyle is currently serving on BZA. He's in good standing. Have not heard anything negative at all. I think, Joe, you've been working with
I couldn't
Kyle on
think of a
BZA?
better selection for planning than Kyle. Worked with him, and he does an awesome job on the BZA. So I'm glad to see Kyle. I'm glad to see you're here and doing planning. You're going to fit right in, nice transition, and you'll whip him into shape.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve Kyle Dersch for a first term ending 12/31/27 to Planning Commission.
Support.
That was Todd. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
I vote aye. Motion carries. Okay, we are on to 8J, approve the closure of Township Hall.
8I.
Nope,
Aye.
wait a minute. All right, man, I am all over the place today, huh? I got to get my glasses checked here. Approve appointments to the Compensation Committee. We have one, which is Jerry Goodrich. And let's see here. We've got Jerry over. Jerry's term will be ending 12/31/28. Jerry has not served on a board in a while. He does have past experience on several boards. So we are still looking for some other people, which we have some applications. I'm looking for a motion to approve Jerry Goodrich to the Compensation Commission, term ending 12/31/28.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to appoint Jerry Goodrich to the Compensation Commission, first term ending 12/31/2028.
Support.
That was Krista. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, now we're going to move on. I'm going to check my glasses first. Okay, 8J, approve the closure of Township Hall for a partial day on December 20th. We're looking to do that is to have a Christmas party at the Township Hall here. The employees are willing to give up their own vacation time, their own personal time. The reason why we're doing this is that anytime we want to try and have a gathering, we don't really gather. We get together, but then everybody either gets their food and they go to their desk, or we're waiting on people or whatever, and there really isn't time to gather or actually have somewhat of a party. We are paying for the party in terms of us officials putting money in. People are going to be bringing their own food and so on. So we're looking to close like at 2 o'clock and then have the party for several hours after that. So that's what we're looking to do. Any discussion or questions?
I just want to say I think it's absolutely outstanding that you guys call this a Christmas party instead of a holiday party. Kudos to you. Forget all that woke crap. Yes, everyone's included. You can say Christmas party and holiday party. I don't care, but great job to you guys for putting it in the memo and actually calling it a Christmas party. Great job. I'm all for it.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion. Let's see. I'll make the motion that the board approve the closure of Township Hall at 2 p.m. on December 20th so the employees can have a Christmas party.
Do I have a second?
Support.
That was Krista. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Aye.
Ms. Janasek?
Aye.
Mr. Montry?
Aye.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
I vote aye. Motion carries. Also, too, you're all invited. We're having ribs, chicken, and whatever else everybody brings. So it should be good. So next that we have is on 8K, which is approve the closure of the Township Hall for a partial day, December 23rd. Again, I looked around a little bit, and even Erie, they close before Christmas Eve for the whole day. This is I'll be real honest with you, we don't get a lot of traffic coming in, usually before a holiday. Productivity isn't always the highest that day, as we can kind of all attest. So we were looking to close at 12 noon, and once again, the employees would be using their own vacation time or their personal time to do this. I think it's important that anytime families can spend time together, a few extra hours, it doesn't hurt. Any discussion? Looking for a motion?
I'll make the motion, the board approve the closure of Township Hall on December 23rd at 12 noon.
Support.
That was Todd. Ms. Hirschberger, please take the roll.
Mr. Gore?
Aye.
Mr. Bruning?
Aye.
Ms. Janusik?
Aye.
Mr. Stump?
Aye.
Mr. Montroy?
Aye.
Hirschberger votes aye. Mr. Pryor?
Aye. Motion carries. I know the employees want to thank you. They truly appreciate this kind of stuff. It makes for good morale in the halls. Next is 9, comments from the public. Comments limited to 2 minutes for each individual.
Mark Frederick, 3254 Deer Creek Drive. I was going to talk about the agreement with the Monroe County Business Alliance, but now you're going to have a new one. What have they done on the old one, and what are they going to do under the new one? I mean, historically, you make investments in these organizations. What's your return? Nothing so far. Take a look at your zoning. If you don't understand where the industrial zoning is in this township, and you see it's pretty tough to put an industrial facility in some of the places that are just left. Take a look at Smith Road. There's split zoning, people in the back. That's been around a long time. There isn't much left except on the Far East Side. Everybody says, well, wait a minute, we're going to be close to 75 and the Gordie Howe Bridge is going to help. I don't believe that. Not us. We're too far from 75. So I would be cautious about entering into another agreement with these people because I don't think they've delivered anything in the past 2 or 3 years. So if they don't deliver anything in the past 3 years, what else are they going to do in the future? I'd be very careful about how that agreement goes forward. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Congratulations to Kyle.
Josh Andercore, 7948 Wiseman Road, Lambertville. First off, just curious what the deal is with 8C. Not sure what's going on with Walgreens, but if someone could elaborate on what's going on with it, that'd be great. What was I gonna say? Secondly, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well. Thank you all for doing a great job this year. I look forward to seeing what's going to come next year as well. And yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say.
Thank you for your comments.
Kyle Durst, 6508 Douglas Road, Lambertville, Michigan. I thank the board for your appointment to the Planning Commission. I appreciate your confidence. 6 years on the BZA is a long time. It went by fast, so I'm looking forward to this. Also glad to see Omni Fiber coming to Bedford, to see some more competition. I know we've all been frustrated with our options so far. We've got some other not-so-great options, but really hoping for the local presence. I know we've got friends here. Some of us have been able to switch. We've been that fortunate, but they're not local. You call customer support. You wait online. You wait hours or days for someone to come up and fix your problem if you do have a problem. So hopefully we can take care of that and offer something better to our residents. Also, I think this is more towards Al, not who to note, but a lot of the Christmas lights in the DDA district aren't working, aren't on, haven't been on. I know they paid quite a bit of money to get those set up and installed, but I'm not sure who's maintaining those through the season, to make sure they're still functioning until the end of the season. So, thanks.
Thank you for your comments. Any others? Board comments? Josh?
Yeah, I'd like to send my condolences to Walt Wilburn and his family and friends. Had lunch with him this summer, kind of picked his brain on the township and his service that over, what was it, 2004 to 2012, I think. I learned a lot from him, and I think that he's one of the ones that, at least in my opinion, set the standard in my eyes of public service in our community and service to the country, and we lost one of the good ones. So I just want to send my condolences to his friends and family. That's it.
Todd?
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those who do not celebrate Christmas, but Happy Holidays to everyone else. Then I also want to touch base with, or on Lamar's point, for that business association. That was pretty much the whole reason I showed up to this meeting, so I could vote no on it. I just got back from Cancun 2 hours ago. I have not heard from T.C. Clements, and I couldn't tell you how long. All of a sudden, I get a text message 2 days ago wanting me to reconsider and we should all vote yes on his new proposal. No, he hasn't delivered anything. I'm with you. We paid him $10,000 for nothing. And now he wants to, reevaluate and say, dude, we'll see. I'm not impressed. He hasn't delivered on anything, so I'm a no if it comes back again next board meeting. Thanks. Merry Christmas, TC.
Joe?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks for a great meeting. I mean, man, this is nice. Reminds me of the BZA, right, Kyle? It's nice and calm, and we get things done. Yeah. Lamar, do we have an update on Gail? Should we do a welfare check over? I mean, is she? I just want to make sure. I was concerned, but we miss you, Gail. But no, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. I hope everybody enjoys time with their family. And if you're traveling, folks, please travel safely. Thanks.
Excuse me for a moment of personal privilege. Two of us up there remember our first Christmas away from home.
Oh, yeah.
I was in Korea. It was colder than hell, and I often wondered how they fought. But take time at this holiday season to remember the young guys and the young ladies who are serving all over this world to defend us and to make our lives the way it is today. Both of you remember your first time away from Christmas and New Year's. Probably a drunken scene at New Year's, but that's okay. In any event, take a moment to remember them and to say a word of thanks. Because if you haven't served, just shut your mouth and say thanks. Bye.
Lamar, thanks. Christmas 1990, Saudi Arabian desert, sitting next to a light armored vehicle eating an MRE.
No snow.
No snow, but it was cold. So, thanks.
Mr. Montry.
Merry Christmas.
Ms. Janasek.
Just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and everyone have a great night.
Ms. Hirschberger.
Same. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a wonderful, safe New Year.
Well, I got a few things. One, Merry Christmas. Time's up. Okay, Trudy, we'll talk later. Second, I want to wish every kid that is born from December 19th to December 25th. Our birthdays are long forgotten. Our relatives cheap on us and give us a gift. Oh, are you one of those kids, Trudy? Yeah, see? So I'm a 19th kid. She's a 21st kid. And we got a bunch of other December kids. So happy birthday, December kids.
My oldest is the 20th, Al.
Yeah, and so is my grandson, the 20th. And my daughter's the 19th. So we got a bunch of them. Yes. So we get a bunch of them. So happy birthday, kids. The other thing I'd like to do, Lamar, I want to address that as well, is because Krista, Trudy, and I did have a hard talk. And there were some real hard questions asked in terms of that, okay? And we still have questions, okay, in terms of what we're going to do. So, yeah, we've talked and so on. So we're asking the questions in terms of that. So And I'm not unfamiliar with the Monroe Business Alliance in terms of, as it goes back a few years. So that we do have. Kyle, your company, Consumers Energy, is putting on a seminar at the library January 9th to talk about the reliability of our grid. Okay? They'll also be talking about how we're handling storms. They're going to be talking about the solar and the laws and things that are happening out there, not just here, but in the state as well. So that's going to be January 9th. It's from 6 o'clock to 7:30. They will be providing free refreshments and so on. So that'll be at the library in terms that we're doing that. Again, I would just, Kyle, in terms of the lights, if you want to go out there and give me exactly which light, let me know. We'll do that. I'll talk to them over there. There's a guy. Yeah, there's a company that handles that for us, so we can get a hold of them in terms of the lights. We may have some that are burned out or just might need to be plugged in or whatever. And again, I would like to thank this board in terms for giving the employees a little extra time. It goes a long ways. And again, everybody have a Merry Christmas. Be safe. And yeah, I'm very fortunate. One last thing, my grandson gets to come home over Christmas. He's in the Marine Corps, so he called us up. He's coming home, and then so that it'll be a good Christmas.
One last thing, I'm sorry, before we adjourn.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. I was the only one that didn't say it. I forgot, so
you forgot, huh?
Had to go on record. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Hey, you forgot, and I was racing ahead tonight, so hey, there we go. Meeting adjourned.